Everybody good?
Hold it 1 second.
Okay, no problem. All right, thanks everybody for being here after the holiday weekend, and appreciate your coverage of the Huskies. We're going to get started with our weekly press conference going into Tulsa this weekend, also coming off the win over Eastern Illinois. Coach, if you want to touch on that briefly and then get us into some Tulsa talk.
Yeah, obviously we had some time to evaluate the tape, look at some things, of what we need to improve upon. That extra time was definitely beneficial for our football team. I thought the guys played hard against Eastern Illinois. There are some things we need to do better. We have to be able to finish plays, but I like the way the guys have responded. We was able to get a practice in on Sunday night, and then we practiced this morning. So certainly excited. Tulsa is a very good opponent, very skilled offensively, got a good quarterback. Got 4 wide receivers that as a group are collectively as good as we'll see. Offensive line did a nice job considering their first time starting as a group. And then they got 2 backs. And then defensively, have a unique scheme. They got guys that fly around, extremely long and athletic. We got to do a great job of being able to get a hat on the hat. On their defense, but they'll hit you. They're physical. They rip at the ball, so we got to have great ball security. But definitely excited for our football team going on the road to have that type of mentality of is us against everybody. And I love the way they came out to practice this morning. We got to continue to stack days the rest of the week to be prepared for a quality football team.
Coach, how refreshing is it to play a different opponent like this that's kind of unique? And with all the shootouts in the MAC, we're playing a Tulsa with their system, help prepare your guys for MAC play?
No, this is certainly a really, really dynamic football team. So, we have to play good in all 3 phases. If you look at them a year ago, I think they played in 9 one-possession games, and we played in 10 one-possession games. So, feel like it's going to be a 4-quarter game, and we got to make sure we can come up with the plays necessary to try to give us every opportunity to go win the football game.
Defensively, especially against the team that had the passing success they had against a pretty good Wyoming defense by all accounts. What do you think you guys have to do to have success defensively?
No, we got to try to change up the pitchers a little bit. This quarterback is very experienced. Obviously, you're not going to give him much that he hasn't seen already. He's very crafty in the pocket. People are getting pressure, and he can evade the pressure well. And he gets the ball in spots, and he's got receivers that can make plays. So we have to do an excellent job of trying to limit the run after catch because they got some dynamic receivers. Number 2. He becomes a running back with the ball in his hand, and they got a couple other guys that do the same thing. So for us, we got to be able to mix and match and change the picture a little bit for the quarterback, and then obviously our guys up front got to at least try to get in his face and try to create some stress, and pressure to get him off his spot.
How much does that change your defensive game plan when it is a quarterback like that who can make plays with his legs but also has an arm on him?
No, I mean, we got to play team defense. I mean, when you got a guy that has the experience of this quarterback, they're going to make plays. That's a part of it. And you got to understand there's going to be some plays made, but you got to limit the explosive plays, the plays down the field, and make it contested catches. And so, we got to do a great job with our communication, making sure everybody on defense is on the same page. And then our defensive line had to do a great job creating pressure and trying to get home.
Having been able to look back on the film and everything, how would you say the passing offense specifically did for you guys against Eastern?
No, I think, our quarterback is playing at an extremely high level. He's made a tremendous jump from last season to now. He made some big-time throws in that game, and we have to be able to utilize him more. Our ability to be balanced makes us more dynamic. And if Rocky continues to play the way that he's played throughout training camp and throughout that first game, we have a chance to continue to have success on offense.
You have a lot of depth in your secondary. How helpful is that going to be when you're facing all these receivers? And Rodgers played so well the other night. Is he an impact player in your mind that's capable of making a lot of those big plays?
Well, we certainly got to rotate guys. It's going to be hot on Saturday, so that's a new element that we have to be prepared for. And then you play an offense that they use, four wide receivers at a time sometimes. Then they'll jump into empty. So the more guys that have the ability to help us win, the better chance we have to win the football game. And I think we've been pleased with the development of our secondary. We feel like we have some depth there of guys that can play, and we got to utilize that depth, especially with a team like Tulsa. So Eric, it was good to have him back. Certainly had 2 interceptions, which obviously, creating turnovers helps our football team. And, he's practicing hard to continue to get better and to continue to improve. So we are certainly excited about where he's at. But obviously, he understands he can continue to get better as well.
Again, having had the chance to look back on it, was there anything you saw on the film offensively for you guys, first half to second half, anything that changed like production-wise, or do you think that it was even both halves again having the...
No, I think for us, we have to take what the defense is going to give us, and that it has to start there. And so if they're going to give us an opportunity to throw the ball, we got to throw the ball. If they're going to give us an opportunity to run the ball, we'll run the ball. But we can't be stubborn in our approach on offense. We have to be able to make sure, just take what the defense is giving you, especially with the way our quarterback is playing. And we feel like he's going to get the ball into the right spots, into the right people's hands where those guys can have a chance to make plays. So I'm excited about, our ability to be balanced on offense. And it starts there. And if we can have balance, then we can become very difficult to defend.
How quickly has Shamar Thornton kind of assimilated into this offense and picked it up?
Well, he's been here since January, so, we've had a chance to be around him for a long time and know what he can do and know what his ability is. And I think, he's a guy that can run excellent routes. He got good hands, and he can finish plays. So I think he obviously has a good chemistry with the quarterback, and we feel like he will continue to grow in our offense as we play more games.
Anything else for Coach Hammock today? All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. players ready to go here. We have Nolan Potter, offensive tackle, Liam Sorahan, tight end, David Rayner, linebacker, ready for questions for these guys today.
Dave, defensively, how'd you say the team played on Thursday, and were you guys looking to, I guess, make improvements going into this week?
So I would say overall as a unit, we played pretty well, but there's still a lot more to improve on as a whole. Like, I think our areas that we need to probably do better at, which I think we've done better at this week so far, is just getting the ball down, making sure we're in the right fits, making sure in the back end we're set coverage-wise, and that our communication is on point at all levels. And I think that's probably our biggest thing moving forward.
What do you see when you watch films of Tulsa? What really jumps out about that offense and that's going to challenge you guys?
I think the biggest thing that pops out to me is just the type of offense they are. They're a very open team. They like to spread out a lot. And when you go against these guys, you know, for all the fall camp, it's a lot different, and your mindset kind of has to change. You know, going against a run-first offense for, I don't know, maybe like 20, 22 practices, I think it was, and now you have a week to prepare for a pass-first offense. It's kind of different, but it'll be fun, I think.
How often do they pass? I mean, are they like a 70% pass offense, or?
I couldn't tell you the percentages off the top of my head, but they pass more than 50% of the time. They don't run a whole lot.
For Nolan and Liam, then, with obviously Tulsa the way they want to play the game, how important will it be for you two guys to set the tone on the ground to potentially keep Tulsa from having the ball a lot?
Is definitely we're going to play our brand of ball. We've been known to run it. I think this is a good game for us to clean up what we did from last week and just run the ball.
Yeah, just building off what Nolan said, you know, watching that game last week, you know, Wyoming did a lot of good things running the ball that we feel like we can do as well. So, you know, we're going to play our brand. You know, nothing else to it. You know, we're going to do what we got to do. You know, so.
Nolan, how would you say the line as a whole played last week, and are there any, and what are the areas, I guess, that you guys are looking to clean up a little bit?
I thought last week was an all right start. Areas we need to improve on is just running into any picture or box that we get. Last week I think we struggled with that. So this week I think we just need to run into anything and everything. Be able to do that.
Liam, go through the touchdown.
Oh, I mean, you know, new week, so I don't want to think about it too much. But, you know, I mean, it was a great feeling. It was awesome seeing everyone celebrate. I think that was probably the best part about it, having everyone, you know, meet me in the end zone. You know, that's why you play college football, you know, for that excitement and for that joy, you know, being happy for each other. So I think that was kind of a really special moment to have everyone else, you know, around me and then, you know, celebrating.
What kind of switch do you guys have to flip in your mindset when you go from the friendly confines of Husky Stadium last week to a pretty tough place to play in Tulsa, Oklahoma, excuse me. What do you do to prepare yourself for that challenge?
Well, I think it starts at practice. You know, Tulsa's going to be hot. It's going to be a little hotter than here, some may say. So, you know, it starts with, you know, the physical side of things. You know, when we work out, you know, eat, sleep, and hydrate, taking care of your bodies, getting prepared to play in the heat and play at night. We practice Sunday at night so we could get used to that. And I think just in the aspect is, you know, being ready. You know, we got that plane ride, so that's a great time for us to lock in mentally, you know, review everything that we've been going over. Like you said, it's probably going to be a hard place to play. You know, none of us have ever been there, so we're expecting and, you know, preparing for, you know, an absolutely harder environment than, you know, you could think of. You know, we want to practice harder than what we're going to see, so that's really what we're doing. You know, tempo's up in practice, especially on defense. I know they've been running around. We've been trying to run as many plays as possible on offense, you know, get our tempo going, and increasing our physicality, just trying to get ready for this team.
I would say, for me personally, you know, I think last year, the the non-conference games we played, like Michigan and Georgia Tech, kind of put us in a good position to know what that away feeling is like. So I don't know. I feel like when you play in front of 110,000 people, it doesn't get much harder than that, and it's just pretty like routine after that. So.
You talk about the Tulsa quarterback and just his ability to make plays both with his feet and with his arm, and how you guys preparing for that?
We are preparing. We're preparing for him by just making sure we're doing our job. I feel like, and I know a lot of my teammates feel the same way. It's like, if you're preparing to do your job and we do our job the right way, we feel pretty confident about our abilities to make plays against him.
Coach was in here earlier, Dave, we're talking about how important it is to get turnovers, and Eric Rodgers had 2 picks, obviously, in the first game. Is against a team like Tulsa that's going to try and speed it up and try to run a bunch of plays, can that lead itself to you guys potentially if you just kind of stick to your assignments? Doing the same thing against them?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, that's definitely one of the cons to run a hurry up, and having that having that tempo is sometimes you get careless with the ball because, you know, sometimes you get tired or miscommunication might occur. But yeah, I definitely think we'll have a pretty good week when it comes to getting the ball out as long as we do what we're supposed to do.
Nolan, we've been focused on Tulsa's offense. Tell us about their defense a little bit. Coach says they're physical. What have you seen out of them?
Yeah, they're a veteran group. They played a lot of football. I think their front three, they're pretty big. They're physical. I think it should just be another game for us. They're the next opponent. So we're just going to try to focus on us and do what we need to do and just take care of it all.
Liam, I know you don't want to think about the touchdown. You're moving ahead.
Yeah.
But obviously, how do you feel your skill set enhances and helps this offense? What can you do with your skills to add on to this offense?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think I heard it watching the game back, through the TV broadcast. But, I think as a group and personally, we're an extension of the O-line. We need to be able to be physical up front, get the ball moving. We're a part of that run game. So the reason why we have so much success, is building off of what these guys bring. I think that's super important for us, especially with the offense we run. We need to run the ball. So I think our skill sets and my skill set being a bigger guy is being physical and, helping these guys, get a push off the line. And I think in the passing game, you just got to catch the ones thrown to you. I always, want to tell myself I never want to be a liability in any way, shape, or form. So, if you catch the ones that are thrown to you, you're never going to be that. So just doing your job is, a way to just expand the offense. And I think, every time I do my job, we get better. Anytime these guys do their job, we're better for it. So just doing your job is really, the dynamic that our group brings.
Anything else for the Huskies today? All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.